Oh,
Frostbite?
I was cold.
That's all I could think about.
I was cold. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that when it was hailing, that was cold. I was freezing.
See, when it's hailing, what you do is you stick your cup up.
Okay.
Comments? Hearing none, welcome everybody. Consideration of approval of the agenda.
So moved, Your Honor.
Second.
Clerk will call the roll.
Starr.
Aye.
Yeager.
Aye.
Friesman.
Aye.
Hammond.
Aye.
Malero.
Aye.
Agenda is approved as submitted. Consideration of approval of the minutes of the June 22 and July 6 meetings. Any discussion or questions? So move.
Second.
Clerk will call the roll.
Yeager.
Aye.
Friesman.
Aye.
Hammond.
Aye.
Malero.
Aye.
Starr.
Aye.
The minutes of the June 22 and July 6 meetings are approved. Consideration of approval of the consent calendar. Any questions or comments regarding the consent calendar? So
So moved. Second.
Clerk will call the roll.
Friesman.
Aye.
Hammond.
Aye.
Malero.
Aye.
Starr.
Aye.
Yeager.
The consent calendar is approved as submitted. Business of the mayor, library board appointments are due up, being July 1 is the time for appointment. We have two reappointees, Josh Zaldigrega and Jan Davis are reappointed, and a new appointment would be Ann Pritchard. She's a teacher, also very active, a lot of activity involving the library, and particularly with her young children. And so I would submit those three names for appointment.
So moved.
Second.
Clerk will call the roll.
Hammond.
Aye.
Malero.
Aye.
Starr.
Aye.
Yeager.
Aye.
Friesman.
Aye.
The library board appointments are approved. Next is a request for street closure for Artifest, August 15. Discussion.
Well, I believe we have a representative here from Artifacts.
Anybody was going to boo me down before I got up. Artifest is...
Could you identify
Oh, I'm
yourself?
sorry. I'm Stuart Dalton. I'm the acting director and vice chair of the Arts Council. On August 15th, we're having the Artifest, which we've had for almost 50 years. And we're asking if we could close down, mainly for safety's sake, because we'll have a fair amount of people crossing the streets off of Kelly, Jackson, and Blunt. And what we're asking for is a closure from Main across Blunt to Jackson Street, same with Kelly Street, and then Jackson Street from Blunt to Kelly from about 7 o'clock till, I would like around 5 o'clock. That would give us enough time to get things unloaded and put away. We're also looking at having a pile of sand put in front of the Arts Center on the street, which Allied said they would drop off and pick up. I talked with the, was it you?
Probably Dirk.
Dirk, okay, it was Dirk I talked to. He says fine as long as if it rains, we dig a trench down the middle so the water goes through and we don't block up the drain. We'll also need some assistance from the Parks Board. Talked to Steve a couple, 3 times, and it'll be no problem. We'll get hold of the trash cans and try to get hold of some liners. So far we have 32 people signed up for the show. We've been successful in many years. Last year was not the best year, but we've had as many as 1,500 people come and see the arts at the Artifest. And there will be music, food, and entertainment. Are there any questions?
It's a nice event. I so moved.
Any further questions? Clerk will call the roll.
Malero.
Aye.
Starr.
Aye.
Yeager.
Aye.
Friesman.
Aye.
Hammond.
Aye.
The request for the street closure is approved.
Thank you.
Thank you, Stuart.
Thank you.
Request for street closure for Christian concert, August 29. Discussion.
Yeah, and once again, we have Encouragement Corp. that's looking to have their Christian concert here in Central Park, and you can tell us all about it.
Sure. Yeah, my name's Gary Quint, and I'm representing Encouragement Corp. And we are going to have our 9th concert on the 29th, and we're pretty excited about it. And we'd like permission to close the streets in the same fashion that my predecessor described on Blunt and Jackson and Kelly Street. And we're pretty excited about it. We're expecting probably 1,500 to 2,000 folks that evening. And we're hoping for good weather. And we've had a great turnout in the past, and I'm sure we will this time. So we would request that from you for street closure and for the use of Central Park for that evening.
Has it always been from 7 a.m.?
Yes, from 7 till about 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just couldn't remember if it was 7 o'clock in the morning that it had started before, so. I
7 p.m.
Couldn't recall.
Yeah.
Oh, p.m.
p.m. 7 p.m. to
To me, it
to
looks
10.
like an A on here.
Says AM on our,
That's what I was wondering.
Oh, it's p.m.
Okay. Not that it's a big issue, but I just thought, man, that seems like
I
a
don't want to
long
get up that early.
I don't think they've been doing it.
It's another great event.
We'll be, Melrose Insurance will be handling the same policy that we had last year, including the city, as far as the liability and that sort of thing goes. So that'll all be taken care of that way.
Is your organization locally based?
Yes, it is. It's a board of 4 members, and it's local based and local supported by the businesses in town and many individuals. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We'll probably work with them and probably close the street early on Kelly, right? In the morning or the night before for the bus and the stage to get set up. So it's normally closed. Kelly, I think, is closed, isn't it?
That's right.
The
That's
day
probably where the
before.
7 a.m. came in. That's
Yeah,
right.
probably the 7 a.m. We usually
Yeah.
close at about 3 or 4 in the morning. Right?
Yeah, it takes quite a bit of time to set that up.
So-
Yeah. Mhm. Yes, sir.
Oh, it's another great event. I'd so move.
second.
Clerk, call the roll.
Star.
Aye.
Yeager.
Aye.
Friesman.
Aye.
Hammond.
Aye.
Malero.
Aye.
The request for the street closure is granted.
Thank you.
Request for a street closure for National Night Out, August 4. Discussion. I could use a night out.
Well, we have our Central Park trifecta tonight. Bill Vetter is asking for use of Central Park for the Community Policing Awareness Night called National Night Out, and this will be on August 4th from 4 to 9 p.m. Request that use the park as they have in the past, and that we close Jackson and Blunt streets around the park.
Why don't we just close those streets permanently and
I think it's another well-attended event. I mean, it's nice to see the park being used and that we have a lot of events that draw people uptown and into town and everything else. So I think we need to have as many of those as we can.
It's a great area, and it's a great asset that we
Yeah.
have there to be able to utilize that. So it's nice to see it being used that way.
I'll so move for this one as well.
I'll second.
Clerk will call the roll.
Yeager.
Aye.
Friesman.
Aye.
Hammond.
Aye.
Malero.
Aye.
Star.
Aye.
Request for street closure on August 4th is approved. Public hearing on Ordinance 1084, amending the zoning ordinance, City of Charles City, Iowa, to change the classification of a parcel from M-2 General Manufacturing District to B-3 Service Business District. To open the hearing, we have the affidavit of publication.
Yes, Your Honor.
Any written comments or objections?
None, Your Honor.
Oral comments or objections?
Move to close the hearing.
Second.
Clerk, call roll.
Friesman.
Aye.
Hammond.
Aye.
Malero.
Aye.
Star.
Aye.
Yeager.
The hearing is closed. Consideration of the second reading of Ordinance 1084. Discussion.
Yes, this is the property at 1006 North Grand. Stacy and Stacy Ackerson have recently purchased this property, and they plan to open a insurance agency on the first floor and a dwelling on the second floor. That's not possible in a M district, so that's why they're asking or petitioning for the rezone to a B3. This was reviewed by the Planning and Zoning Commission, and they held a public hearing on June 23rd, and they're recommending to the council for approval of this rezoning. So we recommend approval of the second reading.
Basically, from prior conversations, this is a good fit, and it's a good thing the way this is working out because of that area.
Yes, there's a number of actually right at this location, there's a number of zoning districts coming together. So it's actually there's a B3 right adjacent to this as well. So it's not considered spot zoning.
Right, I was going to say, it just seems like it fits in quite naturally and quite well.
Further discussion?
I'd so move for the second reading.
Second.
Clerk, call the roll.
Hammond.
Aye.
Malero.
Aye.
Starr.
Aye.
Yeager.
Aye.
Friesman.
Aye.
The second reading is approved, and we'll have the second reading.
Ordinance number 1084, an ordinance amending the zoning ordinance of the City of Charles City, Iowa to change the classification of a parcel from M2 General Manufacturing District to B3 Service Business District.
Thank you. Public hearing on Ordinance 1085, amending Section 143.04, limit on term of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Charles City, Iowa, by authorizing the grant of a license or easement within the public right-of-way or on public property for a term of more than 25 years under specified circumstances. We'll open the hearing. There an affidavit of publication.
Yes, Your Honor.
Any written comments or objections?
None, Your Honor.
Oral comments or objections?
Move to close the hearing. Second.
Clerk will call the roll.
Malero.
Aye.
Starr.
Aye.
Yeager.
Aye.
Friesman.
Aye.
Hammond.
Aye.
Hearing is closed. Consideration of a second reading of Ordinance 1085. Discussion.
Essentially, what we're looking at here is our current ordinance reads that the city cannot allow an easement for a longer than a 25-year term. In the instance of the McQuillan Place project, they're seeking a permanent easement for the footings to be to encroach on the city property in a subterranean fashion, but extend in the public property nevertheless. And so, with the anticipated life of that building being longer than 25 years, we're looking to change our ordinance to allow the council the ability to extend the life of the easement to a date certain. In this case, it would be the life of that building and where the footings would eventually be removed. But essentially what we're looking at tonight is approval of the second reading of the ordinance to allow a longer than 25-year term, and also asking that the council consider waiving the third reading and finally approving the ordinance tonight.
And this easement is basically a matter of inches, from what I recall, the prior discussions.
The estimated encroachment is about 5 inches.
Right. So, I mean, it's just someone hearing this on TV thinks that they're going, 10 feet or something like that. It's not, not the case.
Itself is a foot, I think a foot and a
I
half.
think we listed as 18 inches.
Right, and this is like 5 feet below the ground, if I remember right.
4 to 5.
Yeah, below ground level, so.
Right. So it's...
Shouldn't cause too many problems for too many people.
And there's no concern of infrastructure problems. It'd be no utilities.
It's actually less intrusive, I think, than the
Existing.
that are in place
Right.
in the old building.
Correct.
I would so move for the,
This is just for the second reading. We're
Yeah.
going to do this
Right.
in two.
Second.
Clerk will call the roll.
Starr.
Aye.
Yeager.
Aye.
Friesman.
aye.
Hammond.
Aye.
Malero.
Aye. Second reading of ordinance 1085 will happen now.
Ordinance number 1085, an ordinance amending section 143.04, limit on term of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Charles City, Iowa, by authorizing the grant of a license or easement within the public right-of-way or on public property for a term of more than 25 years under specified circumstances.
And next up is consideration of the waiver of the third and final reading of ordinance 1085 and also the adoption and publication.
I'd so move for the waiver.
Second.
Do you want us to combine the adoption?
And the adoption and whatever.
Everybody happy with that?
Yeah, I think that would be acceptable.
Okay. So that's what's in place then, is a motion for a waiver of the third and final reading and also the adoption and publishing. Clerk will call the roll.
Yeager.
Aye.
Friesman.
Aye.
Hammond.
Aye.
Malero.
Aye.
Starr.
Aye.
Okay. The third reading is waived, and the ordinance is adopted and will be published. Public hearing on agreement for permanent easement with McQuillan Place Company, LLC. Open the hearing. You have an affidavit of publication.
Yes, Your Honor.
Any written comments or objections?
None, Your Honor.
Any oral comments or objections?
Move to close the hearing.
Second.
Clerk will call the roll.
Friesman.
Aye.
Hammond.
Aye.
Malero.
Aye.
Starr.
Aye.
Yeager.
Aye.
Okay, the hearing's closed. Consideration of Resolution 95-15, approving easement. Discussion.
Well, now we look at approving the easement request between, for permanent easement between the city and McQuillan Place. The version, Trudy has a copy of the updated version of this permanent easement. There's basically two small changes in there. One being we cleaned up the legal description to be only the half block of Clark Street, not the previous easement read the entire block, but it is the half block of Clark Street. And also, we discussed earlier today, the effective date. We waived the third reading tonight, but until we publish the ordinance, it's not effective. So we've got it scheduled to be published on Wednesday's paper, and so the effective date you see in here is July 25th, which would be Thursday. So we would be approving this contingent upon publication, happen on Wednesday, and it'll be effective Thursday.
Did you just
Sorry,
say the
July
25th?
Yeah.
The 23rd is Thursday.
23rd.
There we go.
What's the date in the...
Today's the 20th.
Today's the 20th, right?
Today's the 20th, Thursday's 23rd.
Yeah. There's no date on this one that I've got.
Yeah, the most recent version has a date. I
Oh.
thought it was Thursday, but
Okay.
better
I don't have
double-check
the
that.
most,
It should
I
be
don't have
Thursday.
the most recent one here then, but I'll make sure it's Thursday.
The 23rd.
Okay.
Of July.
15.
2015, I was waiting for it.
Double-check that so we
I will, Ralph.
don't delay it any more than we have to.
I will.
Further discussion. Questions? A motion? Do we have a motion?
We do not have a motion.
So move.
Second.
Clerk will call the roll.
Hammond.
Aye.
Malero.
Aye.
Starr.
Aye.
Yeager.
Aye.
Friesman.
Aye.
Resolution 95-15 is approved. Consideration of third and final reading ordinance 1083, changing the zoning classification for a certain parcel located within the city of Charles City, Iowa, from R-1, single-family residence, and R-3 multifamily residence to B-4 Highway Service Business District. Discussion.
This rezoning is for the property owned by the Schooster family. It's generally located between the Fairway Kmart properties and Chautauqua Guest Home, as well as between 11th and 18th Streets. This property is currently zoned R1 and R3. It's been zoned that way for a number of years. Now, since the opening of the Avenue of the Saints, this area of Charles City has been more focused for business and industrial development, and that's why they want to look at rezoning this property. On June 9th, the Planning and Zoning Commission, they met, they held a public hearing, and they recommended to the council for approving this rezoning request. The council also had a first and second readings on June 15th and July 6th. So we recommend approval of the third reading, as well as authorizing the city clerk to publish the approved ordinance.
And everything's good with access to this area and ingress, egress, and I know that's, we've talked about it before, but
Yes.
that's all allowed for in what we're doing, so.
Yes.
I'd so move.
I'll second.
Any further questions? Clerk will call the roll.
Malero.
Aye.
Starr. Yeager.
Aye.
Friesman.
Aye.
Hammond.
Aye.
Okay, the motion is approved. I have the third and final reading, ordinance 1083.
Ordinance number 1083, an ordinance changing the zoning classification for a certain parcel located within the city of Charles City, Iowa, from R-1 single-family residence and R-3 multifamily residence to B-4 Highway Service Business District.
Thank you. Consideration of the motion to adopt and publish ordinance 1083.
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion? Clerk will call the roll.
Starr.
Aye.
Yeager.
Aye.
Friesman.
Aye.
Hammond.
Aye.
Malero.
Aye.
The motion is approved, and the ordinance is adopted and will be published. Authorizing mayor to sign agreement with Dorsey and Whitney LLP pertaining to bond issuance. Discussion.
Yeah, what this is our agreement with Dorsey and Whitney on our 2009 refinance and our water GO bond that we're going to be issuing at the August 3rd meeting. And basically, this is the agreement for their services, what they do, what they don't do, and a general amount of estimated expense for doing so, which is $13,000. That $13,000 is estimated into our refinancing costs, and actually it's probably a little bit lower than what I guesstimated, so it's right in line with what we're looking at spending on this refinance.
I've seen the figures, I don't have them in front of me. How much money are we saving on the refinancing?
Well, we're anticipating saving somewhere between $90,000 and $100,000 over the life
In
of the
interest, yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
interest.
Further
Definitely
discussion?
worthwhile.
Makes sense. I'd so move.
So, second.
Clerk call the roll.
Yeager.
Aye.
Friesman.
Aye.
Hammond.
Aye.
Malero.
Aye.
Starr.
Aye.
Just a point on that, we're spending 13 to save 90, right?
Yes.
That sounds like a good deal.
Okay. The mayor is authorized to sign the agreement. Consideration of Resolution 96-15, setting public hearing on GO obligation, refinancing 2009 GO bond. Discussion.
So this will be the public hearing that we have to discuss that refinance and issuance, new issuance for the water GO, which is an amount not to exceed $2.215 million. To be held on August 3rd, at 7 o'clock.
Further discussion?
So moved.
Second.
Clerk call the roll.
Friesman.
Aye.
Hammond.
Aye.
Malero.
Aye.
Starr.
Aye.
Yeager.
Aye.
Resolution 96-15 is approved. Consideration of Resolution 97-15, accepting the Salisbury Avenue reconstruction project and authorizing final payment. Discussion.
Well, Allied Manast Group, they're the general contractor for that project on Salisbury Avenue. And the DOT now, they've finished their paperwork, their audits, and so we can now proceed to accept the project. If you remember, the project included the complete reconstruction of Salisbury Avenue between Owen Street and First Avenue, as well as some pavement maintenance between Clark Street and Owen Street, on Salisbury Avenue, excuse me. The project improvements were completed at a total cost of almost $484,000. The original bid price submitted by Allied was a little over $425,000. The additional project costs were attributable to mainly three items. That was one, almost half the overrun was due to increased crack filling and cleaning of the cracks on that section that we were maintaining the pavement between Clark and Owen Street. About $20,000 of the cost overruns were resulting from six separate extra work items, and the remaining $12,000 were just based on differences between the estimated and actual measured quantities. Now, the work is being funded through the Street-Related Capital Improvements Fund, as well as a federal grant through the Iowa DOT. The council will also need to authorize the mayor to sign Iowa DOT Form 830-435, which is the statement of completion and final acceptance of the work, and authorize final payment to Allied Manats. So we'd recommend approval of Resolution 97-15, accepting the Salisbury Avenue reconstruction project.
Discussion?
I'm assuming we're satisfied with the work. I haven't heard any complaints.
Okay, thanks.
Second.
Clerk call the roll.
Hammond.
Aye.
Malero.
Aye.
Starr.
Aye.
Yeager.
Aye.
Friesman.
Aye.
Resolution 97-15 is approved. Consideration of Resolution 98-15, accepting the 9th Avenue J Street Sewer Replacement Project and authorizing final payment. Discussion.
Yes, this project, the general contractor was McKenna's Excavating. They've completed the project in accordance with the plans and specifications. Now, if you remember, this project was the reconstruction of sanitary sewer and storm sewer at the end of 9th Avenue east of J Street. We reconstructed it with ductile iron pipe in order for Thor Manufacturing to proceed with their expansion project. The total cost of the project, $44,804. This was the original bid price was just under $40,000, and the extra costs were for the water department. When we had a contractor right there at the intersection, they had some work that had to be done, so they just elected to have McKenna's Excavating take care of that for them while the payment was already removed. This work is being funded with sanitary sewer funds, storm sewer, and water funds, as well as last February there was an agreement between the council and Thor Manufacturing, which included their contribution to the project in the amount of $10,000. So we'd recommend approval of Resolution 98-15, accepting the 9th Avenue J Street Sewer Replacement Project and authorizing final payment to McKenna's Excavating.
I have not been inside the building, but I've been by there. That's a nice looking building they put up there.
Yeah.
So it's a nice little project for town and the business, and I think everybody concerned. So I was glad we could work with them on it.
Yeah.
I'd so move.
Second.
Clerk call the roll.
Malero.
Aye.
Starr.
Aye.
Yeager.
Aye.
Friesman.
Aye.
Hammond.
Aye.
Resolution 98-15 is approved. Any miscellaneous correspondence?
We did get a thank you from the Community Foundation for our $10,000 contribution to them for the fiscal year. So they were very appreciative of our support.
That was nice of them.
That was nice of us, yes.
City Attorney's report.
I don't have anything.
City Clerk's report.
The next meeting will be a planning session on July 27th at 7 o'clock.
July 27th.
Yes, sir.
Okay. City Administrator's report.
Yeah, just real briefly, we did get our watershed grant submitted, so the pre-application is in. We'll find out end of September if we are being invited to the full application, so we'll keep you tuned on that. We got a P&Z meeting tomorrow night where we're considering the additional request from the school and the bus barn project, so that's moving along, and so we'll be seeing that here at City Council level soon. And my Iowa City Manager Conference in Burlington went well last week. Despite the tornado warning we went through, it did miss us and went to the southeast and hit Illinois instead. And despite my best attempts, I was appointed to the board for our association, so I'll be serving on that starting now, I guess. So that's all I have.
Good for you. Congratulations.
I get to do an audit first and foremost. So.
Any board, commission, or committee reports? Is there a motion to adjourn?
So move.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Those opposed, we're adjourned.
Now, I'll tell you, I will write that down. If I'm not here at 9, I'll tell you where I am.
I know
I'm
who
at
it is.
Dave's restaurant. But I won't be at Dave's